Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Firefighter Mike, and I'm on the Yankton Volunteer Fire Department. Right now, we're up here at Fire Station 2, as you can see there, and we are gonna go walk down into the fire apparatus bay. That's where we keep all the fire trucks, and I'm gonna read you a book, and I think you're gonna like it. And I'm gonna give you just a little tour of the fire station and even show you the fire truck just a little bit too, depending on how much time we have. So we're gonna make our way down into the apparatus bay where we keep all the fire trucks. There's Fire Chief Larry's truck. That's the truck that he drives to fires when we have them and any calls that we need. So we'll go into the fire bay, apparatus bay. Wow, look at that, that's engine 3. That's our big city pumper. So if we have a fire here in the city of Yankton, that's the vehicle that we drive, the big vehicle you see driving down the street. Now, let's see here. Oh, look at this fire truck, boys and girls. These are our tankers. This fire truck right here is Tanker 1. Back there behind that's our mobile command center. If we have a something big happen in Yankton. Look, here's Tanker 3. And let me show you something else, boys and girls. Let's walk through here. This is where we keep all of our firefighter gear. So we have to be ready whenever the bell hits or our pager goes off that tells us it's time to go to a fire or a car accident or any type of call or any emergency. Who knows what an emergency is? That's when someone needs help immediately. So you can see there's lots of firefighter gear all ready to go. There's the back of the tankers. Again, that's Tanker 1. There's engine 3. Look at all the hoses and the nozzles. There we go. Okay, boys and girls, so I'm going to read you a book today. Let me get my camera set up here. There we go. Okay, boys and girls. So boys and girls, the book that I'm going to read to you today is going to be Firefighter A-to-Z by Chris Demarest. I think you're going to like it. Let's get started. Okay, Firefighters A-to-Z. There's a page that shows all the different things that firefighters have, the stuff they wear, their gear, a face shield, a mask. Can everybody see that? A regulator, a pressure gauge, a leather gloves, a pickaxe, boots, reflective panels, cargo pockets, our SCBA, that's how we breathe inside a fire, and I'll show you those here in a little bit too. Okay, here we go. Okay, A is for alarm that rings loud and clear. You see that? She's going down the fire pole. Our stations here in Yankton don't have them, but I have worked for fire stations that do. Okay, B is for boots, stowed in our bunker gear. Can you see that? So we keep our boots actually in our pants. Our pants fold down over our boots. I'll show those to you too, or you saw those when we walked by all the firefighter gear, because we have to get dressed really quick. Okay, there's another picture of a chief. C is for chief, whose experience we trust. So just like your teacher, we have someone that's in charge too. And those chiefs, he or she, tells us exactly what to do when we have a fire or an emergency, so we stay safe and get the job done. D is for Dalmatian, a firehouse must. Well, boys and girls, I always get this question. Do you have a dog at the fire station? Well, at our fire stations, we don't. I wish we did, because I love animals, but we can't have them just in case they bit somebody. If that were to happen, we'd be in trouble. Okay, E is for engine, exiting the bay. Can you see that fire truck coming out of the station? Again, what did I say this was earlier when we walked in? This is the apparatus bay. So if you hear a firefighter say it's out in the bay, that's apparatus bay. Okay, F is for fire. We see it far away. Can you see that smoke? If you see smoke like that, we need to call 911 because that is an emergency. And we look for that smoke too when we leave or when we drive towards the fire. If we see smoke, we know we've got a big fire. G is for go as we race at full speed. Now what I will say about that, boys and girls, is firefighters, we have lights and sirens and we're able to drive fast, but we have to drive safe because we have to get to the scene and we have to help with the emergency. So if we don't get there safely, then no one can help. So we have to drive safe. H is for hose. Hoses and hydrants we need. Yes, we do, boys and girls. We need hoses and we need water and firefighters and hydrants. And the hydrant is what you see outside, either the yellow or the red things. That's the water that comes out of the ground. It looks just like that right there. Okay. Next, I is for inside. Start the primary search. What they mean by that, boys and girls, the primary search is the first search we do if there's a fire. We go inside, we make sure that everybody's out of the house. J is for jump. If you feel the floor lurch. Lurch, do you know what lurch means? That means if the floor moves or it's bouncy for us. If we know that we have to be careful, if the floor is bouncy, that means we don't go on it. That means that fire is underneath that floor. It's not safe. Okay, K is for K-tool, to open locked doors. And the reason we call it a K-tool, boys and girls, what does that tool look like? If you look in the middle of it, it looks like the letter K. We put that on locks, and then we're able to actually pry the lock off so we can get inside really fast. And we do that if it's an emergency. What's the next letter? L. L is for ladders that rise several floors. Yes, at the fire station we have lots of ladders. They go stretch really high into the air. We even have a fire truck called the ladder truck. Its whole job is being a ladder. It goes way, way up in the sky. M. M is for mask, which clean air flows. And do you see that firefighter's mask right there? That's how we breathe inside a fire. Because remember, smoke is yucky. We don't ever want to breathe smoke. And so firefighters can't breathe smoke either. So if we go into a building, we have to have our mask on. Okay, N. N is for nozzle, attracted to the hose, attached to the hose. So the nozzle gets attached to the hose, and so when we have hoses, water flows through the hose, and we have a nozzle attached so we can control the water. We can turn it on and off and make the spray wider or narrower, depending on how far we have to shoot water to put out the fire. O. O is for opening places where fires hide. So boys and girls, we have tools. That's called a pike pole. Sometimes we have to open up or break the ceiling or a wall to see if there's fire inside. Because just because the fire's out, there's fire that sometimes we can't see. P. P is for pickaxe, to make the holes wide. So again, sometimes we have to make holes bigger or we have to make holes. And we carry an axe. That way, if we ever get stuck inside, we are able to chop our way out if we have to. Q is for quickly, which is how fire spreads. Yes, fire spreads really, really quickly. That's why whenever there's a fire, you get out of the house and you call 911. We don't ever wait to call 911 if there's a fire, because fire spreads really, really quickly. And next, R is for rope, hauling tools overhead. Sometimes we have to haul tools up onto a roof. And so if it's not safe to carry it up the ladder, we use ropes and knots, just like you do when you tie your shoes. You have strings on your shoes and you tie a knot on your shoe. We do the same thing, but with ropes and tools. S is for sounding. We test the weak zones. So what that firefighter is doing, boys and girls, with his or her axe, they're checking the roof to make sure that it's not, like we said earlier, that's bouncy or spongy. And so we test it to make sure it sounds solid. If it doesn't sound right, we don't walk onto it because then it's not safe. And T. T is for teamwork. No one works alone. You see that, boys and girls? And that's true. Firefighters, they never go inside of a fire by themselves. We always work in pairs of 2. So if there's a fire, 2 firefighters go in and 2 firefighters come out. That's teamwork. That's how we work. U is for up. Black smoke swirls all about. So boys and girls, we know that heat rises, right? So if there's a fire, smoke goes up. And so if there's ever smoke in a building and we got to get out, we get low and we go. Remember? Get low and go. V is for ventilate. Let gases out. So that firefighter is actually cutting a hole in the roof, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to cut a hole so all that hot smoke and those hot gases that are trapped inside that building come out. That way it's safer for firefighters and safer for people if they're in there. W is for water, flowing higher and higher. You see that? So remember I said we can adjust the streams on our nozzles. Remember that's a nozzle attached to the hose. So if we have to shoot water really far, we make that stream more narrow or narrower so it's not as wide. So it goes even farther for us. X is for extinguished. We put out the fire. So the X is the second letter in the word extinguished. So we want to get the fire out. That's a big word. Extinguished means to put out. So we put the fire out so everything is safe. You see that? And that firefighter's rolling the hose up. We gotta clean the hose and put it away when we're all done. Back on the fire truck. Y is for yawning. We all did our best. You can see that firefighter's tired. Big yawn. Firefighting's hard work, and we get tired when we're all done. And Z is for zip into bed for a rest. So at some fire stations, they actually sleep. All the firefighters sleep at the fire station. So after their shift is over, they go home. Okay, there we go. Well, boys and girls, like I told you, before I sign off here, I want to show you the fire truck. Like I said earlier, we carry big hoses. See the hose down here? This is the hose that we hook to a fire hydrant. And this is where that hose gets hooked into our fire truck. And those are the hoses that we stretch out to put out the fire. And this right here is a nozzle. And like I said, when I turn this nozzle, it makes the water stream, the water that shoots out, it makes it wider or it makes it narrower, so it'll go farther. And this one will go even farther. Okay, let's open these doors, boys and girls. What do we have in here? Oh my goodness, look at all this stuff. Look, we've got fire extinguishers. We have a big flashlight. We have what are called water monitors, and what all that means is that they can get set on the ground and we can flow lots and lots of water through that. We have all kinds of stuff in here that helps us fight fires. Let's go to this one right here. What's in here? Let's look. Wow, we have lights and we have tarps. These are up here, boys and girls, are called tarps. So that's what we cover stuff with so it doesn't get wet and it doesn't get damaged. So not only do our most important thing is to save lives, but we also want to protect your property too. Okay, and the last cabinet we're going to look at here, or one of the last ones, is going to be, this is our tool cabinet. We carry all kinds of stuff in here. Look at that. We have more nozzles. See this? Remember I said I can adjust this by turning that? See how that works? You turn it, and this is how you open and close the nozzle right here. It's called the bail. And look, we have axes that we carry, and all kinds of tools in there. And the last thing I'll show you over here, so we have all kinds of hose on there, boys and girls. Look at all that hose. Lots and lots of hose. We also have ladders. Remember we said ladders go high up in the sky? Well, there's a couple of ladders that we carry in the fire truck. Remember, if we have to open up a wall and look for fire, remember what I called that? Do you guys remember? Okay, did you guess? Remember it was called a pike pole. There's a pike pole. Okay. Well, again, boys and girls, my name is Firefighter Mike, and I'm so happy you tuned in on YouTube to check out the fire station and me reading you a book. We're so happy that we were able to do this for you. We're kind of sad that we weren't able to see you for Fire Prevention Week. So I'm glad we could do this today. And as always, stay fire safe, boys and girls. See you later. Thank you.